Yeah, so our next question, I'll start with you, Liam. What other BIM conversations do you wish would happen more frequently in project startup or BIM execution plan meetings? Have talked about. Right. Yeah.
Oh, everyone feel free to answer because I actually haven't been a part of any execution plan meetings. So I don't know the typical ones that are asked or answered, but I know from my experience doing a couple of the bigger residential ones, it takes quite a while to get a unit matrix sometimes, which I think is something that maybe should be done early, so we are all coordinating on the correct units to be modeled. There were a couple ones that were mixed up on a project recently. Yeah.
What did Advance have to say?
Advanced has, besides everyone agreeing on how to use ACC, live linked or published model and what frequency, a clear understanding of the model element table, as mentioned before. And after each discipline has filled it out, going over it in a subsequent meeting to highlight each discipline needs. This simple conversation enables everyone to understand what is being modeled, when and how. It's also nice to have the higher ups on the call too, not just the text, as we understand this process, but not all engineers, architects, or clients do. So yeah, having everybody on board and knowing that, there's a time and place for LOD 300 and there's a time and place for LOD 100 might be helpful for everybody, but yeah, definitely the ACC linking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody has different verbiage for how they handle it, so it'd be nice to have
Yeah, sometimes it's like glossed over. I feel like, oh, everybody knows how to live link, and everyone's like, yep. And then you go into the folder and the folder's empty. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, and I work with a lot of other consultants, and this could be their first time using ACC.
Yeah.
It could be their first time doing a big multidisciplinary project. So we get to the point where like, how much can I help you? How much is it on my shoulders to help you? Even just sign up for ACC, get your license, get a subscription. There's different levels of understanding, right? But for me, like the project startup meeting, they're going to find now is making sure the project startup meeting, kind of like Vance was saying, having PMs and pilots in that meeting. Like, do you have a budget for BIM? Because like when I first started doing a lot of these jobs, it was like, hey, I'm doing building mechanical. And you just do a BIM execution plan as well and kind of look after the models, and it kind of got bolted onto my discipline. And now it's just becoming so much more effort to set up the models, to manage them, manage ACC. So somebody's going to manage that. So it's managing the QA/QC part of it, the issues. It's really turned into a big budget thing. And clients and companies, PMs need to know it comes at a cost, right? All that accuracy, all the kind of shepherding of it. They have to factor that in.
Is there usually a timeline for disciplines to have their model prepared for a certain submission?
Yeah, we would give timeline for schedules as if we were creating a PDF package. Say, okay, our 90% are going out this day. Week before that, we QA/QC, we go through that, and we work backwards when people have to stop more. There's got to be that cutoff time. Because there's so much done in the forefront of design and 3D before you even do any kind of annotation and presentation drawings, I find. So sometimes we've been doing workshops with clients because there's no point in stopping design all of a sudden to do all these PDF drawings and sheets. But we could just continue designing and talk about it in 3D instead of produce the drawing package. But sometimes like that. But
I found that freeze date is often just completely ignored.
happens
All the time.
Yeah, you make a date for trying to get people to stick to it.
Yeah.
If one person is not sticking to it, then everything falls apart.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to manage. Sure.
And electricals sort of one of the last processes, so we always get pushed back.
You guys will always last, right?
Always last.
So easy.
Yeah.
Mary has it at the other end, being like the lead quickly.
Yes, the coordinating professionals for doing our to make sure that that does happen. We're working with the consultants to make sure we're getting our deliverables on time. If we're not, everybody gets held up. So we're really trying to work on having at least bi-weekly meetings, having a schedule. Often we are updating the schedule because we have to push things, but at least we're starting with the schedule. And then I find that people are very responsive, and we do get a really great turnout. Yeah, those deadlines are awesome. And working through a platform like ACC, you can see what's arrived and what hasn't. So then it really minimizes the number of else you have to make an ask. When is it going? But I think, it's really great feedback to hear that people are interested in that update table at that front, because some of the feedback I've been for 2 years now, is that it was a lot of information and they wanted to scale it back. So we're talking about just a shortened version, but maybe it is worthwhile to really look at that update table or maybe so that we got into the conversation again. There has to be time set aside, and again, that comes back to the client and to the principals to understand that this doesn't happen in 5 minutes. We need time to plan it out and prepare to have meetings. Fulfill different pieces.
Have you find, because we do talk about like we work in 3D, so it's very fluid, but then you're submitting packages, PDFs to municipalities or to the city. And is that date that you are getting from the city, is that something that's fluid also? Like if all the consultants are running behind and need time to catch up, is it difficult for you to push that date to the city?
It's not like that, but there's a date with the city, it's with the client, right? And sort of schedule and our responsibility to deliver the service that we said we would. So it's every time our schedule gets pushed, that's more cost to me.
Right.
So we really want to try to stick to our deadlines and try to create that schedule.
Yeah.
To allow for a bit of back and forth. Nothing happens, right? I really like to have a little bit of flexibility, but it kind of needs to be built into the schedule. Because if not, then I'm going to take my work. So it's not so much the city, it's the honest mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Barak, what do you think about if you're getting these models like kind of towards the end? Are you sometimes thinking like, oh, I wish they had thought of this earlier?
So the thing is, like at Kinetic, we have developed a BIM goals document, and it allows us to get all the requirements from the team, and in that way we are aligning team's requirement. And the thing is, it captures all the requirement, whether it is related to class detection, sequencing, and quantity takeoff. So in our projects, we are discussing that document early on so as to align team. And other thing is we are also taking feedback from our project teams so as to get their feedback on, let's say, zoning. Then we have sequencing, and there are other areas which needs to be focused on, critical areas. And they provide feedback, and then we capture those feedback in our BIM execution plan. And yeah, in that way we are aligned. So 2 things: feedback from team and requirements from team using our BIM goals document. And we are doing this early on project during project start meetings.
Yeah, more communication. I'm a big advocate for over communicating is better than under communicating. I'd rather someone tell me to shut up than be questioning and guessing, right? Yeah.
More questions than that,
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the questions I had. So now we can take questions from the audience. If anybody had any questions for our panelists, I don't know if there's any questions online. You can unmute yourselves if you want to ask any.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting this career. I'm curious of what you guys could recommend for someone who's just getting into BIM and modeling environments, like things that you wish you knew. Sorry.
Use Revit. I would be happy about that.